What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. These are our after week 5 rankings for the NFL season. We do tier ranking format. I hope you guys are liking this format. And we're going to go through every single game and we will rank every single team. This is not just a top 10 list, this is every single team in the NFL. And for this week, we added a new category. So here are our categories: we have GOAT, championship contender, playoffs, a frisky team, a mid team, fix something and we'll talk. So a team that has like one problem that I think that can figure it out if they do get that one thing better. We have teams that are trash. We have teams that are booty cheeks. And this is the new category: booty cheeks, but will somehow find a way and it's going to piss me off. And there's two teams, and you probably already know who they are. And then we have Dookie Booty Cheeks. These are the teams that are the worst of the worst. Now, we're going to go through and we're going to go through each individual game and I'm going to rank them. So to start it off, our Thursday night football game, we had the Rams versus the 49ers, where the 49ers beat the Rams 26-23. So we'll start off with the Rams. Listen, I think the Rams are still a playoff team. They have some sort of issues with fumbling right now. Kyren Williams, he has to hold on to the ball. I still like this Rams team. They need to figure out how to get Davante Adams going a little bit more, but I still have zero problems with the Rams. I still think that they are a playoff team and they will be perfectly fine. The 49ers are one of these teams that are just blowing my mind, and I cannot believe that they are playing this well with all the injuries that they have. This was a game that I thought they were going to get blown out of the water, but no. We are seeing that Mac Jones is the guy. We are seeing that Kyle Shanahan's system, you can plug any quarterback into that system and they will be perfectly fine. And because of this, I think that they are also a playoff team. These two teams, these are two very good teams. Kyle Shanahan, for some reason, always gets the upper hand on Sean McVay. The 49ers really surprised me. And yeah, Mac Jones. My question after this game was, are the 49ers regretting giving Brock Purdy that big contract because of what they just saw from Mac Jones? Now, Mac Jones got destroyed in that game, but he played awesome. He played awesome, awesome, awesome. And their only weapon was Christian McCaffrey, pretty much. So the 49ers, they get healthy. They get Brandon Ayuk back. They get George Kittle back. They're going to be an awesome team. I think that they could even move up to championship contender. Like, that's how surprised I was. I thought they were going to get destroyed. They played awesome this week. Our next game. Okay, our next game, we have the Vikings versus the Browns. The Vikings got the win over the Browns 21-17. And if you're wondering like what I'm looking here, I'm looking at the scores. I don't remember all the scores. The Vikings got the win over the Browns in London 21-17. This was Dylan Gabriel's first ever start in the NFL. The Vikings for me right now are still mid because everyone's saying that like, oh, they're riddled with injuries, and yes, they are, but I still don't like their quarterback situation. I don't think Carson Wentz is that good of a quarterback. I don't think JJ McCarthy is that good of a quarterback. I think this is going to be a mid team throughout the entire year. They have awesome weapons, but I think they're going to stay mid because of their quarterback situation. And while I do think that they have the potential to vault their way into a playoff picture, right now, I'm just not afraid of them. I don't think they're that good of a team because they played a team that I am going to put in the Dookie Booty Cheeks category. The Cleveland Browns are just not a very good football team. They have a good defense, but when you are relying now on Dylan Gabriel, I think that they are just completely shutting down on the season, knowing that they are not good, just going to see what they have in Dylan Gabriel. They just traded away Joe Flacco, so they're going to see what they have in Dylan Gabriel and then potentially go to Shedeur Sanders after that. I think the Browns are shutting down on the season. They are our first Dookie Booty Cheeks team of the year. Next up, we have the Texans versus the Ravens. The Texans, for me right now, I'm going to keep them in mid. I am. They got two big wins in back-to-back weeks, but they played two teams that are not very good. The Texans beat the Titans. I think it was like 26-0. And then they played a Ravens team that I'm just going to put here. Listen, this is our first team for our brand new category. They are booty, but they're somehow still going to find a way to make the playoffs. They absolutely are. But this Ravens team is not very good. And I'm not going to take a ton of stock in the Texans beating up on this Ravens team, because I understand the Ravens are decimated with injuries. And there are a ton of Raven fans who are like, yeah, we only lost this game because of all of our injuries. Is that why you lost so bad to the Chiefs? Is that why you lost so bad to the Lions? Is that why you blew that lead to the Bills? No, you did that because you're not a good team. So I'm not going to take that much stock in what the Texans did. Now, the Texans did put up 44 points. That is impressive, but I still think that they are a very mid team right now. But they have the potential to get better. They are on a winning streak right now. They can start building. I'm just still scared about that offensive line and keeping CJ Stroud healthy. The Saints versus the Giants. The Saints beat the Giants 26-14, and the Saints are actually impressing me so far. Now, they're not good. I'm still going to put them in the booty cheeks category, but they held their own versus the Bills, and they got a win versus the Giants, which I thought that the Giants were going to beat them, which we are going to put the Giants in the dookie booty cheeks category. Listen, they looked okay versus the Chiefs a little bit. They moved on, and then they ended up going to Jackson Dart. Jackson Dart got a big win versus the Chargers, but now the Giants are back to what they usually are, and that is just not a good team right now. This is a team in the Saints that you should have steamrolled. You can't lose like this to the Saints. Brian Daboll should probably lose his job. And while the Saints are not a very good team whatsoever, they're holding their own. They're not, horrible. I thought they were going to be the worst team in the NFL this year. They're actually holding their own, winning against bad teams and holding their own against elite competition in the Buffalo Bills. So I still am going to have the Saints as booty cheeks, but they're actually moving up the rankings. Last week they were dookie booty cheeks. This week they are moving up the rankings. The Denver Broncos took on the Philadelphia Eagles, and the Broncos beat the Eagles. Now, the Denver Broncos won 21-17. I am going to put the Denver Broncos in the playoff category. Yes, this was a huge win, but I still have questions about Bo Nix. But this is a win that you could absolutely just stamp as like, oh my God, we can ride the wave the entire season. We beat the Philadelphia Eagles. Like, holy shit, we look awesome right now. And the Philadelphia Eagles, they were always in my GOAT category, but after that loss, and they've been looking a little skittish the past few weeks. They've had weeks where they've only had like eight passing yards in a single half. Like, things need to change for this team, and I honestly think that change should be trading A.J. Brown and getting more pieces and just probably getting pieces to just establish more of your run game. That is who you are. You are a running team. And unfortunately, this is a game that the Philadelphia Eagles dropped, and they are moving down in my category. They're a championship contender still, 100%. But that is a bad loss for them. And good for the Denver Broncos getting a huge win. They are a playoff team, in my opinion. This game here, the Dallas Cowboys versus the New York Jets. The New York Jets obviously defeated. They are trash. They are probably the most dookie booty cheeks of dookie booty cheeks teams. I should have another category that just says worst of, this should just say poop, because they are that freaking bad right now. And the Dallas Cowboys, I'm going to put fix something and we'll talk. That is the category I'm going to have them in, because they are very good on the offensive side of the ball. Even without CeeDee Lamb, Javonte Williams is a revelation for this team right now. But their defense is still scaring me. And yes, the defense played well, but they played well versus the Jets. That's not really saying much. If the Dallas Cowboys can figure out a way to fix this defense somehow, they are 1,000% in a playoff picture for me. But I think the defense is going to hold them back even later in the year when, guys on the offensive side of the ball are starting to get hurt a little bit more and things start slowing down a bit. The defense right now, they really have to fix. But hey, as long as they're putting up 37 points per game, that's impressing me. That is impressing me. We have the Raiders versus the Colts for our next game. The Raiders lost 40-6. I am putting the Raiders in dookie booty cheeks, and we are learning that there are a lot of bad teams in the NFL this year. The Raiders are not good. Geno Smith, what is going on with him? They are very, very bad. I get that they didn't have Brock Bowers, but 40 points you gave up? 40 points you gave up. And I am going to put the Colts in the playoff category. You know, there are questions with this team. Like, they played the Rams and they lost, in not a really good fashion. Um, I just can't see this team really winning a championship, but I could see them making a splash in the playoffs right now. But I like this Colts team. I just don't think that they are going to make a deep run in the playoffs. That's why I don't have them as a championship contender right now. This game was potentially the game of the week, for sure, and it was the Buccaneers versus the Seattle Seahawks. This was a back and forth affair. The Buccaneers got a huge win, 38-35. We're gonna start with the Seattle Seahawks. I think the Seahawks right now are a playoff team. The running game looks good. Sam Darnold is finding his rhythm. They were beating up on bad teams. They got a big win versus the Pittsburgh Steelers. This was a game that I honestly thought that they were going to get blown out of the water because I really like the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. No, they held their own, and this was a scoring fiesta. This was points galore, and they looked very, very good. And I am actually going to put the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in championship contender. If they can play like this every week, then you're going to fix their defense. Listen, giving up 35 points is not sustainable, and scoring 38 points is not sustainable, but I do think they'll be able to figure it out. But I do have them as a championship contender. I like what Baker Mayfield's doing. Baker Mayfield is, if you saw, he was talking smack to the Seahawk fans, and he's dropping his nuts on the table when he needs to. I really like Baker Mayfield. I like this team. When they get Mike Evans back, when they get Chris Godwin back, this team is going to be insane on the offensive side of the ball. I can't believe that Emeka Egbuka is their freaking number 3 wide receiver when everyone's healthy. That is just insane to me. They also didn't have Bucky Irving. Just, this team is awesome on the offensive side of the ball, and they're 1,000% a championship contender for me. We have the Tennessee Titans versus the Arizona Cardinals. And this was a game that I am just going to say, this was booty cheeks versus booty cheeks. The Cardinals, I cannot believe they blew this game. We all know why they did, because Emari Demercado decided to drop the ball before he crossed the goal line. The Titans, hey, good for them getting a huge win, a comeback win, but both of these teams are just not very good right now. I don't know what's going on with Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray ended up getting a concussion on a ball that hit him in the face from a snap. The Titans, yes, they came back to win this game, but they are just not good. If I think if they played pretty much anybody else, they were losing this game, being down that much. This is pretty much an Emari Demercado loss more than it is for the Cardinals, but they are just not very good right now. Yeah, this was just a booty cheeks versus booty cheeks game. Our next game, we had the Washington Commanders versus the Chargers. You know, the Chargers right now, I'm going to put in the fix something and we'll talk category, because the fix something, honestly, they need to fix the injury problem. They are decimated on that side of or on both sides of the ball with injuries. And for some reason, losing that game to the Giants has just completely derailed them. I get that the Commanders are also dealing with injuries as well, which I'm going to put the Commanders in the frisky category. The Commanders right now on the season, they are 3-2. Big win versus the Chargers. They're just frisky to me. I would not take them over any of these teams right now in the playoff category. While I do think that they are going to get better when they get Terry McLaurin back healthy and Jaden Daniels is fully healthy, they're just frisky to me right now. But they 1,000% have the potential to move up into the playoff category. And something is just not working right now for the Chargers, losing that game to the Commanders and then obviously the Giants last week. Justin Herbert is not looking the same. All of their running backs are hurt, so they just need to get healthy and figure that out. I think they'll be okay. I could easily put them in the mid category, but right now they need to fix up just everything with injuries. They need to fix themselves more than fix something. We'll say that. All right, next up we have the Lions versus the Bengals, and the Bengals for me right now are Dookie Booty Cheeks. Jamar Chase, good for him. He actually has more tackles on the season than Micah Parsons. I don't think that this move for Joe Flacco is really going to change anything. You know that meme of the guy who is wearing a checkered shirt and he gets a checkered shirt that's the same exact shirt. I think that is exactly what the Bengals are doing. Moving from Joe Flacco to Jake Browning, this team is just not very good. They just suck. That's quite literally, they suck. They're not good. They have weapons galore, but even with Joe Burrow in the game, they still can't keep him upright. This is just not a good team right now. They are very, very bad. And we are going to move on to my GOAT team right now. Again, I am going to say it every single week that they win. Dan Campbell, I am so sorry. I apologize for saying that you were a merchant for your coordinators. We are learning that everybody else is not very good, and you were actually the one that was keeping them all in check because Aaron Glenn isn't very good, and Ben Johnson's getting better, but I am so sorry. This Lions team looks awesome. This game should have been worse than it actually was versus the Cincinnati Bengals. The Bengals kind of fought their way a little bit back. The Lions right now just throwing the ball. Amon-Ra St. Brown, Jahmyr Gibbs, they look awesome. They are my number one GOAT team right now in the NFL. They look freaking awesome. Moving on, we have the New England Patriots versus the Buffalo Bills, and the Buffalo Bills lose to the Patriots 23-20. I am going to still keep the Bills in championship contender category. Now, I do have a lot of questions about this team, but I still think they'll be able to figure it out because they have Josh Allen. Last week, the Buffalo Bills were kind of playing with their food a little bit with the Saints, and then Josh Allen remembered, hey, I'm Josh Allen. I'm just going to take over the game. I'm going to figure it out, and we're going to win. And that's exactly what they did. They kind of did that this week as well, but the Patriots are a better team, and Josh Allen couldn't really take over the game as much. And they need to really fix their defense because Stephon Diggs went nuclear versus them. Now, for the New England Patriots, I am going to keep them in the frisky category. While I don't think that they're going to do this every single week, this was a breakout game for Drake May, and I do think that they can get better. But listen, Ramondre Stevenson, hold on to the freaking football. And when he is not holding on to the football, why are they taking it out on TreVeyon Henderson? What did TreVeyon Henderson do to Mike Vrabel for him to not be on the field? Like, Gibson was the starting running back, and he just tore his ACL, and then they go back to Ramondre Stevenson, who can't hold on to the football. What did TreVeyon Henderson do to not get on the field? You spent a second-round draft pick on him, and you're just not playing him. Something is going on, and it is baffling me right now. I have no idea what is going on with TreVeyon Henderson and the Patriots. But hey, big win for the Patriots. I'm still going to have them in the frisky category. But they very much had the potential to move up in these rankings. And then our Monday Night Football game, we had the Chiefs versus the Jags. I am going to still put the Jags in the mid category. Trevor Lawrence did the thing, and I'm glad that people actually got to see this, where Trevor Lawrence did what he usually does, where he'll have terrible play, where he'll throw an interception, he'll do something stupid, his receivers will drop the ball, but then he'll just absolutely just nuke a fucking 80-yard throw and just prove why he was the number one overall pick. The Jags are still very mid, in my opinion. I don't think that they are a playoff team. I think they're going to fall off. They still need to get Travis Hunter more involved. You used a significant draft pick and gave up a lot of draft capital to go get him. You need to get him more involved. It was nice to see Brian Thomas Jr. actually catch the ball this week, but they're still very mid, in my opinion. And the Kansas City Chiefs, they are going in my second booty, but they will still somehow find a way to make the playoffs, and it's going to piss me off because this is not a very good football team right now. Their running game is non-existent, and for some reason, I have a feeling they're going to go out and get Breece Hall or Alvin Kamara, but this team is just not good, and they're somehow still going to find a way. They're still going to find a way to make the playoffs, and it's going to piss me off. I'm gonna be down bad, horrendous, and yeah, I'm gonna be so mad. So here are the teams that did not play this week. We had the Pittsburgh Steelers. Steelers for me right now are a playoff team. They are figuring it out on the offensive side of the ball. Aaron Rodgers is getting the ball out quickly, while I still have questions about the offensive line and while the defense still needs to shore things up a little bit more. I still feel this is a playoff team. They're getting to the quarterback more consistently now. They were having a hard time doing that in the first few weeks. They are now getting to the quarterback. They took advantage of a beat-up Vikings team, and that's all you can do. Whenever you're playing a beat-up team, you take advantage of them, and the Pittsburgh Steelers did that, and I think that's going to boost the confidence of the defensive line. They're getting people back healthy. Aaron Rodgers is getting the ball out quicker. Kenneth Gainwell was running wild versus the Vikings. I think the Steelers are 1,000% a playoff team, especially because everybody else in the division right now is playing like trash. The Falcons, what did they do last week? They beat the Commanders 34-27. I am going to put the Falcons right now on the season. They are currently 2-2. I am going to put them in the frisky category because there are weeks for the Falcons where nothing works. They get blown out. They lost to the Panthers. They got destroyed by the Panthers. And then there are weeks where Bijan Robinson has it all figured out. Kyle Pitts has it all figured out. Michael Penix Jr., Drake London. This team is one of those teams that it's like 1 week they'll figure it out, one team they're bad. So that's why I think they're frisky and why I think that, if they could put it together for consecutive weeks, they'll be a playoff team. But they have 1 week they're good, 1 week they're bad. Right now, for me, they are just frisky. We are going to go with the Green Bay Packers, and I don't know if I want to have them in the playoff category or just the frisky category, because the last game they played was a 40-40 tie versus the Cowboys. Honestly, I'm going to put them in fix something and we'll talk, because yes, they are just like the Cowboys, but what's going on? Their defense the first couple weeks looked awesome. What is going on with it now? Micah Parsons, they're figuring it out. You gave up 40 points to the Cowboys, and yes, the Cowboys have an awesome team, but you guys got to figure out your defense right now. You guys were a #1 championship contender, and you completely have fallen off. It's crazy to me how bad you guys are looking right now. You guys really need to start figuring this all out. Now, we're going to we have no teams in trash. So we're going to put the Chicago Bears and the Dolphins in the trash category. The Chicago Bears in their last game, who did they play? I know they beat the Raiders. They beat them 25-24, and it was a game that they looked like they were going to lose. While they're moving up from the booty cheeks category that they used to be in, I'm still not very impressed with Caleb Williams in this offense right now. This is supposed to be a super high-flying offense, and they are barely beating the Raiders, who were one of the worst teams in the league. And then the Miami Dolphins, as we saw their last game that they played, they beat the New York Jets. I think the Dolphins, I actually think the Dolphins without Tyreek Hill may be better, but right now, I'm just going to have them in the trash category. I think that they can improve a little bit. Devon Achane is actually running a little bit better. And then finally, our last team, Dookie Booty Cheeks team, is going to be the Panthers. The Panthers suck. They are just not very good. Just a terrible team. So, hey, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. These were our rankings for after week number 5. Let me know if you enjoy this format. Let me know where I was right. Let me know where I was wrong. Be sure to check out all of our short form content. We are on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube Shorts. We're everywhere. And then check out our website as well, hailmary.media. Read our latest blogs. Check out all of our content that we got going on. Thank you guys for watching this latest video. I hope you have a beautiful week, and we will see you all again on Friday for our latest episode of the Hail Mary. Hey, have a beautiful week, everybody. I will see you all. Peace out.